Facebook's fall from grace. Known as one of the biggest social media platforms in the world, Facebook has severely tarnished its reputation by allowing a data and algorithm company to access millions of users' personal and private data for psychological analysis without the consent or awareness of the users. Beginning in 2014, a Cambridge University psychology lecturer by the name of Alexandra Kogan was engaged by Cambridge Analytica to gather as much information as possible on adults living in the United States of America through their Facebook data. Over the course of 4 years, 87 million users have been affected by this scandal. But how did this all happen? Let's take a look. It all began in April of 2010 when Facebook launched OpenGraph, a platform that allowed third-party external entities to contact Facebook users asking for their personal data. The introduction of this platform was basically the catalyst for everything else that happened. 2013 saw Cambridge Analytica introduce an app called This Is Your Digital Life, which was a psychological testing app that harvested not only the user's personal information, but their Facebook friends' data as well. The app was only able to do this thanks to OpenGraph. This is the data that Kogan used. A year later, in Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, his team became heavily invested in Facebook, advertising with the assistance of Cambridge Analytica. On March 17, 2018, came the explosive expose on what really went down. The Guardian and the New York Times initially predicted 50 million Facebook user profiles were harvested by Cambridge Analytica. This figure has since risen to 87. Whilst Cambridge Analytica denies any of Kogan's data was used, the major data scandal revealed that the data sold to Cambridge Analytica was in fact used to create profiles of American adults to send them tailor-made pro-Trump propaganda. Soon after, the Federal Trade Organization got involved, opening up an investigation. Mark Zuckerberg responded to the scandal via a Facebook post, apologizing for the data breaches and announcing tighter policies around accessing users' information by third-party apps will be implemented. He furthered this apology by taking out full-page ads in the British and American newspapers with the words, "Sorry, we didn't do more." Zuckerberg appeared in front of the Senate Judiciary and Commerce Committee on April 10, 2018. He faced almost 600 questions over 2 days, but we are yet to see what will come of this hearing and how the measures will actually be implemented and what will happen in the future. Titled as a breach of trust by Facebook founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg himself, this whole scandal has sent tidal waves of concerns through Facebook users if their private data is really safe, and if it's not, how and by who is it being used? The definition of a breach of trust, according to Cambridge Dictionary, is a failure to act responsibly for someone who has given you something to keep safe. In the case of Facebook, they have not kept safe the personal data of their users from exploitation. And as so, this has been a major ethical issue from the way Facebook conducts itself.
It was a grossly unethical experiment because you are playing with an entire country, the psychology of an entire country without their consent or awareness. And not only are you playing with the psychology of an entire nation, you're playing with the psychology of an entire nation in the context of the democratic process.
The impact of this issue has raised some seriously big questions regarding privacy. What is privacy in a social media world? If we open our lives up to the internet, can we really control our personal data anymore? And how can the communication industry adapt to the fast pace of the internet and control what occurs on there? Is privacy really a thing anymore? Due to the high publicity the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal has received, somewhat because of its relation to the controversial election of Donald Trump, it has shone a light on similar cases in that other social media platforms and smart technology like phones or home assistant devices such as Google Home and Amazon Alexa are trapping data that no user has agreed to, raising even further ethical issues on the privacy of people in their own homes and on their social media accounts. I believe we're on the tip of an iceberg here. This is a massive ethical issue with two alternative paths. A blind eye could easily overlook this issue, as it is such a person in a basement behind a computer type of crime that it could be hard to track and prove what has actually gone on. But hopefully, the path that is taken by business and political leaders alike is one of active prevention and enforcement, preventing such things from ever happening in the future, so that all users can experience a safe and enjoyable time online. Thanks for watching.